Everyone is telling me to oil up in the comment section. I have absolutely no clue what to tell you. They're all lunatics. All right. They have lost their damn minds. But we are just going to go ahead and hop right into the debates. Okay. So if we are in those debates, specifically make sure that we do think being a lesbian is wrong. I already see we have a couple. So without further ado, I guess. Keep in mind, though, we are just looking for debates. What is up? How old are you?
18.
18. Very nice. Can you speak up a little bit for me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
I sure can. Do you think that being a lesbian is wrong?
Yeah.
Okay, why so?
Because number one, like, I think, like, if being a lesbian was supposed to be, like, actually, like, historically, like, scientifically correct, a woman would contain, like, stuff to reproduce with other women.
Oh, so you're just saying that, like, it's wrong to be a lesbian because they can't reproduce by engaging in intercourse with another woman. Sure. Do you think that it's wrong for me to engage in intercourse with an infertile woman?
What do you mean, like pregnant?
No. With a woman that's infertile. With infertility just simply meaning they lack the natural ability to be able to reproduce.
I mean, if that's what you're into, bro, I don't care.
Okay, so it's not wrong to engage in intercourse that doesn't lead to reproduction in the context of me and an infertile woman. So why would it be wrong in the context of two women?
Because, like, bro, like, I don't know. I don't know how to really explain it, but, like,
All right, he just left. Noel, thank you for the anarts. For the first 1,000 people that we have in here, make sure that we are double tapping on that phone screen. Make sure that we are sharing this live out with a couple of friends. And if you want to support me, my Venmo as well as my PayPal are in my comment sections. Are in my bio. If you send me absolutely anything about telling me to oil up, you will be banned, blocked, and your house will be blown up by my mods. We are going to go and move on to our next guest right now. So if we are in those guest requests, make sure that we do think being a lesbian is wrong. What's up? How old are you?
I'm 21 years old.
Perfect. Do you think that being a lesbian is wrong, sir?
Yes, I do.
All right, why so?
I really do. I mean, don't get me wrong, right? I had sex with a man myself back in high school. You know, the anatomy, it just doesn't work. It didn't feel right. It didn't feel natural at all.
Okay, so that's probably because you were experimenting and you were not like bi or gay. Why? Because you know, like I have spoken with men that obviously possess same gendered attractions and they think it feels just right. Okay.
I mean, for me personally, that's only I can speak with, right? Just myself and I.
Yeah, people completely disagree with you. I mean, we could also look at scenarios such as like lesbian women engaging in intercourse with men and not like feeling right.
I mean, these people will still call me GAY. I heard earlier in your live that you can't say the word, that word GAY. I'm just saying that it's no way in hell that that's how the way you're supposed to have sex.
Okay, I mean, can you give like any good reason for this?
Like I explained earlier, it just doesn't work. It just doesn't.
Yeah, you're saying that you engaged in it and just something about it was off. It didn't feel right.
You want me to tell you my experience, Dean?
No, we're good, bro.
Okay,
so,
I was just wondering.
So, I mean, like, I guess my simple rebuttal to you would be, well, I mean, there's been plenty of, like, lesbians who've engaged in intercourse with men that have said, that didn't feel right, that didn't feel good, that didn't feel natural for them. So, do you think that, I mean, a lesbian would be justified in saying that it's wrong to engage in heterosexual intercourse?
I mean, those people obviously aren't attracted to that one gender. Like,
I mean, are you attracted to...
Not sexually wise. I'm just like face to face, they're not attracted to them.
Are you
Maybe
attracted
it's
to
some
men?
emotional things. I'm sorry, I cannot hear you.
Are you attracted to men?
I mean, I can't say that. I mean, I can acknowledge that a man looks good. Like, you know who Michael B. Jordan is by chance?
Yeah.
That's a good looking man. I can't say that. If I did say that he weren't, I'd be lying to myself.
Okay. All right. I don't really know where to go from here. I think that you're kind of telling us that you may be attracted to men, but like this one time you actually engaged in intercourse with a man and it just didn't feel right. And this is why you think that it's wrong. I think that like the best rebuttal I could give to you is, well, a lesbian may say the same thing about engaging in intercourse with a man, but yet this doesn't seem to mean it's like wrong for anyone to engage in like heterosexual intercourse. So I think that's as far as our discussion will be, unless there's any other points that you wanted to bring up.
Yeah, the only reason why I brought up that because I feel like it goes against biology. It goes against life. It shouldn't be that way. Is what I'm saying. That's why I brought up the whole sexual experience.
Well, I mean, I don't think that you've really given any good reason as to like why it would go against biology. Because just because you had like an unpleasurable experience doesn't mean that it's wrong or it goes against biology. Like sometimes I have like an unpleasurable experience, like I don't know, like eating food, but it doesn't mean that like eating that particular food is wrong or went against my biology. And then I could also recognize that other people like quite find it pleasurable. I just think that it's a bad argument.
Yeah, you actually do make a great point. I do see where you're coming from. I'm sorry if it's in the noise that you can hear, but I do see where you're coming from. But I just don't think I like deep down. I just know there's something wrong with it. Like I can't point a finger on it. I like when I think about these people and I see Pride Month and I see people walking all down the streets and stuff, because I have to drive that way when we going to work and stuff like that.
Sir, I think I'm going to leave you with one thing here. If you're just saying that deep down you feel like it's wrong, but you can't exactly point at why, well, this just means you have prejudice. And then one other point.
I don't know where it comes. Like I'm trying to explain. I don't know where it comes from. There's nobody when I grew up told me that these people were doing anything wrong. It's just the fact when I look at people like this, it's just something in my heart that's it's just bad. Like my parents never told me to hate these people or anything like that. It's just something. I don't know what it is. I don't hate these people. I don't. Well,
Okay.
I tried them myself.
There's
I
one
really
last.
don't hate them that much, but
There's one last point I wanted to leave you with here. So closeted GAY men are significantly more likely to be homophobic than straight men. And I think that's about as far as the conversation can go today. I think that it's about,
I'm not
having
closeted.
trauma.
I've had these relationships with a man myself. I clearly don't hate him.
Yeah, I'm like, and I'm not here to like assume or like tell you what you are or aren't. Like, I actually think that's fucked up, but I just wanted to bring up some points. You know what I mean?
You think what's fucked up, Dean?
For like me to tell you that you are or aren't GAY, like I'm not gonna be the arbiter of your identity. So
No,
I'm not
I
here to
actually
do
feel
that.
like that I'm more straight, even though I tried it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, even though I felt like I didn't like it, I feel like I am more straight than other men. Because some men that you say they don't like other men, maybe if they didn't try it or if they do try it, maybe they'll like it. I'm not saying that. Everybody has a little bit of GAY
All right.
in them. You know what I'm saying?
Dewey, I'm gonna go ahead and move on to the next guest.
I feel like you
don't
wanna
think
laugh at
that
me, man.
everyone does. Dewey, I'm not here to laugh at you. I appreciate you for coming up. We're just gonna go to move on to our next guest at this point. I think that maybe like Dewey over there just has some internal things that he needs to process and feel. Be who you are. All right, Dewey, be who you are. Be who you are. Also, thank you so much for the $1 on Venmo. We're going to go to move on to our next guest at this point, y'all. Make sure that we are double tapping on that phone screen. If you want to support me, my Venmo as well as my PayPal are in my bio. But yeah, let's go to get Turtle Master up here and see what they have to say. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So everyone just kind of give Turtle Master a second to load into the live here. What's up? How old are you? All right, Turtle Master's not here. Moving on to our next guest. Make sure if we are in those guest requests that we specifically do think that being a lesbian is wrong. We are just looking for some debates here today. Also, y'all, we are at 33,000 likes. Let's try to get up to 100K. Hi, Larry. How old are you?
Oh,
Okay, they're just fucking singing over there, so we are just going to go to move on to our next guest, Graham. I appreciate you so much for that, Heart Me. Thank you for the love. What's up, Graham? How old are you?
what's good, dog? Nah, I came on here before. I just wanted to say what's up.
Okay. Hi, Graham. Do you think that being a lesbian is wrong?
Nah, I don't think anything's wrong. I think that
W. Graham, base guest. We are just looking to talk to people that do disagree, so we are going to go to move on at this point. Everyone just give us a minute here. All right, for the 1.6 thousand people in here, make sure that we're double tapping. I am going to go ahead and do a quick poll in the chat. Let me know with a smiley face if you're enjoying the debate so far. Sad face.
In here, make sure that we're double tapping. I am going to go ahead and do a quick poll in the chat.
All right, I would have loved to talk to Ethan, but he just had an insane echo, so we are going to go to move on to our next guest here. Sophie, thank you so much for the $1 on Venmo. She says previous Venmo is lighthearted.
Oh, sorry, I just farted.
Yo! I'm looking for debates. Hi, 26. How old are you? Are you 26? Awesome. Do you think that being a lesbian is wrong?
Yes.
You are not 26. Get out of here, fetus. We are currently getting rated by Jake Paul and Logan Paul. We are currently getting rated by Jake Paul and Logan Paul. We are going to move on to our next guest, y'all. If we are in those guest requests, make sure that we are at least 18 years of age and that we do indeed think that being a lesbian is wrong. Let's go ahead and see what our next guest, Baby J, has to say. Keep in mind that we are just looking for debates. All righty. Ladies and gentlemen, we are off to a terrible start of the day. Hi, Baby J. How old are you?
I'm 18.
Perfect. Do you think that being a lesbian is wrong?
Yeah.
All right. Why so?
Cause like you're meant to reproduce.
Oh, you're meant to reproduce. Sure. Do you think it's wrong for me to marry an infertile woman?
Yes.
Okay. So do you think that all heterosexual cis couples should get divorced at the age of about 55 at the point in which the woman would go through menopause and become infertile?
Nah.
No. Okay. So you actually don't think it'd be wrong for me to marry an infertile woman. But I thought you said I was meant to reproduce.
Yeah, you're right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hey, man. Do you happen to have a girlfriend?
Nah.
Okay. Also, I just want to make sure that you are 18 real quick. What year were you born in?
2006.
All right. You're obviously not 18. We're going to move on to our next guest. Let's go and see what Elisa has to say. Keep in mind, chat, if we are in those guest requests, that we are at least 18 years of age, y'all. Come on, guys. That was a fetus. That was a fetus. I'm glad that I asked because I was about to introduce some type of counter argument that had to do with sexual relations. So, I'm glad that I, called him out on being a minor first. What's up, Seth? How old are you?
26.
Perfect. Do you think that being a lesbian is wrong, Seth?
Yes.
Okay. Why so?
Because of my religion.
And what is your religion?
I'm an atheist.
Okay, so you don't have a religion, so why do you think that being a lesbian is wrong?
Because of my religion.
You don't have a religion, Seth.
I'm an atheist.
Okay, being an atheist is not a religion.
Is it?
No, so a religion is going to be a worship to a deity, right? Rather that be
Bro, I'm just trolling. I'm sorry.
Okay. We're going to move on to our next guest here, y'all. If we are in those guest requests, make sure that we are just here for some actual debates, y'all. We are just looking for some legitimate conversation, guys. Our live is definitely not sending out today. That is a bit of an L, but we're just going to try to, rough and tough it. What is up, V.S. Gonzalez? Do you think that being a lesbian is wrong?
What's up, Captain Dean? Yeah, I would say so. But hold on, I'm getting conflicting information. I just wanted to ask you, is it true, because I'm hearing from different sources, that Ashley Biden is a lesbian?
I don't even know who Ashley Biden is, so I won't be able to tell you.
Are you sure, buddy?
I don't know who Ashley Biden is. So
that's Biden's granddaughter, I believe.
Nice. Yeah, I don't know anything about her. So so why do you think that being a lesbian is wrong?
Well, I'm kind of just wondering. I was hoping you could clear that up for me, because I keep hearing from different sources that she's a lesbian. I guess she wrote about it in her diary.
How is that relevant to our debates?
Lesbianism?
Lesbianism isn't a word, okay?
Lesbianism?
Okay, how many... are you just coming up here to talk shit and troll and waste my time?
No, I'm not here to waste your time. That's kind of rude for you to say. No, why would I do that?
Yeah, we're just going to move on to our next guest, y'all. Let's go to see what Rainfall has to say, guys. Also, let's try to get up to 200k likes.
Okay,
guys,
hear me?
Hey, what's up, man? How old are you?
Yeah, what's up?
Hi, how old are you?
18.
Perfect. Do you think that being a lesbian is wrong?
Yeah,
Okay, why so?
because it doesn't reproduce.
Okay, so lesbians actually can and do reproduce. They could do so through things such as IVF and surrogacy.
No,
So-
their intercourse can't reproduce.
Oh, like engaging in intercourse with another woman. Do you think that it's morally wrong for me to get a BJ for my girlfriend?
No, because that leads up to the actual intercourse that can't reproduce. That's like a natural thing that happens.
Oh, definitely. So not only is it unnecessary, but it also doesn't always lead up to that.
Most of the time it does.
I would actually say not. So if I get a BJ for my girlfriend just to get a BJ, is that morally wrong?
No.
Okay, so that is a form of sexual intercourse that you don't think is wrong, even though it leads to no reproduction. Is it wrong for two lesbians that are together to give each other head?
Yes, because
Wait, why? Because that's just what's the relevant distinction between my girlfriend giving me head and a lesbian's girlfriend giving them head?
Sexual intercourse that leads up to actual reproduction is not wrong. But
Okay, y'all are saying a minor, so we're just gonna go to move on, and just to be precautionary here. We're gonna go to move on to our next guest here. Yeah, hey, what's up? How do you? All right, they're not here. We're gonna go to move on to our next guest. Let's go and see what Ale has to say here, y'all. I really don't know why we are not sending out.
Hello.
Hey, what's up? How do you?
19.
19, perfect. Do you think that being a lesbian is wrong?
I mean, it kind of goes against one of your primary instinct, doesn't it?
Which is?
Reproduction, yeah. You heard
Okay,
it.
I don't have an instinct for reproduction, and I don't even think that it'd be antithetical to that. Lesbians still can and do reproduce. Like, why do we have the same argument every time, bro? Like, this is just abysmal.
Yeah, but
bad.
but like the whole
This is just
lust
abysmal.
drive
Bad.
is like
Do you think that it's wrong for me to marry a woman that's infertile?
no, because wait, I have actually another explanation for that. Like, let's say you're a straight like man, right? The stereotypic man. If you like anything like feminine, and this kind of includes femboys too, like your brain is being tricked into thinking those are women. And that's then like kind of the
Hey man, I did not bring up femboys. I said nothing. I said nothing about femboys. All right, listen, I want the 1.6 thousand people watching right now to recognize that I said nothing about femboys. But then he says that there's nothing wrong with being attracted to femboys, even though I didn't ask him if there is anything wrong with being attracted to femboys. Do you have something to tell us?
no.
I think you do. I think you have something to tell us.
I can explain.
No. I was asking you about an infertile woman, but you jumped the fucking gun just to say that it is not wrong for men to be attracted
Because
to femboys.
I will explain. I will explain.
I think you have something to explain, but it doesn't have to do with our debate here.
You're switching the tables. Like, no, hold on with me. Like you're wired to, you know, like the lust drive for anything that looks female, and because with things like makeup today, they are tricking people like me. Not that I get tricked. Not that I get tricked.
People like
but it's
you?
technically,
What do you
like,
mean
not wrong,
you?
you know what I'm
What do you
saying?
mean you?
if I
What
would-
do you mean people like me? Why are you so very specific?
They look too
and adamant?
girly. It's like
What
we
are
can't
you
even detect them anymore. But like, this is not the point. This is not.
Oh no, they're tricking you. And so
This is
you're
not the
being
point.
tricked. So would you say that you are
I saw this on Reddit too.
or would you say that you are a victim of being tricked into being attracted into femboys?
Yeah, I mean, no. What the fuck?
What do you mean? Yeah, no. Which one is it? Is it yes or no? Is it yes or no? Is it yes?
It is yes,
no?
but I'm just selling. What the fuck selling? I'm just telling you as an argument because, like, let's say. I'm just saying, if I was into a masculine,
Sorry, I was just.
a masculine man,
I-
then it would be like against the instinct, right? That's my whole point. If like anyone who looks feminine, that's not against your instinct. But if me as a the average social anxiety guy is into a man, that would be against your instinct, don't you think? Don't you see the point? Why are we so focused on fanboys right now? The whole shit is playing. What the fuck?
Oh, you brought him up again.
Because
I
it was
sat
good
back.
to my
I didn't
point.
say anything. You brought it up the first time. Then you said people like you were tricked into being attracted to them. And then I didn't say anything about them. Then you brought them up again. You love femboys.
It's
Let me hear you
useful to
say
the
it.
argument. It's useful to the
No,
argument.
let me hear you say that you love femboys.
That doesn't have to do anything with the debate. Like, what the fuck?
Oh man, I can't. I can't. I can't. That was some funny shit right there. That was some funny ass shit right there, guys. That was phenomenal. And the fact that we didn't jump or boost in views whatsoever is very telling of the fact that I think we're shadow banned. We're gonna go ahead and try one more guest here, but then we probably will try another restart. There's no fucking way that the live didn't send out to like 3,000 people. Like, I just think that we're shadow banned again. Hey, what's going on? How old are you?
Hi, I'm 22.
Nice. Do you think that being a lesbian is wrong, Tiffany?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, I
why
do
so?
believe it's wrong. Okay, so I believe that being lesbian is wrong because it's a sin to be lesbian.
All right. You know what? Just go ahead and give me one moment here. So why don't you go ahead and like detail on exactly like what you mean here?
Okay, so I'm saying that being gay is a
Oh wait,
sin.
don't say that. Don't say that. Say lesbian.
Oh yeah, my bad. Sorry about that. I'm saying that being lesbian is a sin because in the Bible it talks about how it is talking about how homosexuality is
Oh, just okay. Yeah. Are you able to like give me a specific verse?
yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
Go
First
for it.
Timothy 1:10.
Okay. Yeah. So in First Corinthians, what we specifically see is going to be a mistranslation. So in the original Greek text, they use the word arseniokai, which does not translate to like man on man. But even deeper than that, I don't see any reason to accept the idea that the Bible has the divine authority to dictate what's morally right and wrong here. So, are you able to give me an argument for the existence of the Christian God? Chat.
Yeah.
I need
I mean,
this.
just look all around you. Why, like, how was this entire world created?
Okay, I don't think that that's an argument in the slightest. I mean, I feel like any follower of any religion of all time would say the same thing. Then, additionally, here, like, there's naturalistic explanations for the universe.
Okay, then, can I ask you something then?
Um, yeah.
Okay, so, you don't believe in God or anything, right?
No,
You love
I
God.
don't.
Okay, so, what made you leave Christianity? I'm just curious.
Okay, I found it. I've been stalling this whole time. I have a question. So, Tiffany, have you happened to go by the name of Barbie in the past?
Yeah.
Would you like to go ahead and just kind of explain to us like what these mean?
Yeah, Jesus saved me from homosexuality.
So,
I knew you were gonna bring that up.
so Jesus saved you from being a lesbian?
Yeah.
So, how exactly does that work?
Okay, so I had an encounter with God in my dream, and I remember that basically what was happening was I had a dream about how I was getting ready for my wedding.
And she was banned for hate speech. Listen, guys, we have had some of like the best fucking guests today. And the live is just not sending out. So that just tells us that this has to be shadow banned. So we are going to hit a restart because we just have to at this point. We had someone that came up here, closeted as all hell, talking about the femboys, then Barbie being an excellent dude. Like, we just have to restart. Dalton, I appreciate you for the $7 on PayPal. Thank you so much for the love. So for the 1.7 thousand people up in here, we're gonna be right back on live. We're just gonna hit a quick restart because this live is not sending out. If we did have algorithm, if it was sending out, we'd easily have 4,000 people in here right now. Like, this is just, we've had some crazy interesting guests. So I will see you all in like 10 seconds. Everyone make sure to come right back. And when we do, spam the like, spam the share, spam the comments, and hop back in the guest requests if you do think that being a lesbian is wrong. I'll see y'all there. Worries, we're gonna go to move on to our next guest here. Make sure we are in those guest requests that we specifically do think it is wrong to be a lesbian. We are just looking for some debates, but I do think that our account is a little bit limited today. Hey, and do you think that being a lesbian is wrong? Ian is not here, so we're just gonna start to like load up multiple guests because for whatever reason these people are just not loading in. Ian, no vocal cords there. Let's go and see what Benny has to say. If Benny doesn't load in, then we'll just go ahead and move on to Cade. If you're interested in what Adora did, just like join my Discord or look at her snark on Reddit. What's up, Benny? How old are you?
15.
All right, you got to be at least 18 to be in TikTok Live. Just a couple more rules for y'all. Make sure that we are at least 18 if we are in those guest requests, and that we specifically do think it is wrong to be a lesbian. What's up, AV? How old are you? Hi, AV, are you here? All right, I'm guessing AV is not here, so we're just going to go to move on. Everyone, just give us a minute here. I do apologize for all these guests just sitting here and like not like saying or talking. Just give us a minute. But make sure that we are double tapping on that phone screen. Let's try to get up to 100K likes here, y'all. Everyone, just kind of give us a minute. Let's go ahead and see what Nelly has to say. Everyone, just give us a minute here, folks. Be patient while we do get our next debate going here, y'all. What's up, Nelly? How old are you?
18.
Yeah, you're a fetus. I don't believe you. Yeah, can we get some elf fetuses in chat? All right, we're currently getting rated by Jake and Logan Paul. This is unacceptable. Elf fetus in chat. All right, yeah, the dino nuggies are on the dinner table. All right. Hey, what's up, Julian? How old are you? All right, Julian just automatically left. Dude, we are absolutely just running through these guests today. We are not having good luck, but that's all right because we are going to get some fucking going, yo. Hey, what is up? How old are you?
Yo, I'm 40.
And perfect. Do you think that being a lesbian is wrong, sir?
Yes, I do. And if you give me 20 to 30 seconds without interrupting, I'll tell you why.
Yeah, go ahead and tell me why being a lesbian is wrong, but just a quick preface. Don't see like GAY or like homosexual or anything. Just use the word lesbian or TikTok will flag you, but take it away.
All right. So politically, they're all far left, radical far left Biden voters. Spiritually and religiously, they're all atheist. They all don't. Well, this is generally speaking, not every single one of them, but most generally, they're all atheist. Socially, they promote like things like drag queen story time, and they do all the books in the library, and they push their agenda on other people, gender confusion, all that stuff. And economically, they are very well organized. They're successful. They're very well networked. I've seen very wealthy lesbians with very good businesses, but I think they just funnel that money that they get into the wrong person, into the wrong places. So that's
Ashley, thank you for the $15 on Venmo. I appreciate you so much for the love. Ashley here says, I'm a lesbian. I love your content, Dean. Am I like Ashley? Let's get a W Ashley in that chat. Funny timing. Am I like one of the wrong places that they just funnel all that money into?
yeah, exactly. So like,
oh, really? No, let's get a W Ashley. I appreciate you for the love. You're so delusional. Hey, so just to kind of start off with your first point about like, so what was your first point again?
politically, spiritually, socially, and economically. Those are the 4 reasons.
Yeah, about politics, I don't think that it's justified for you to like assume the political orientation of an individual based upon their attractions. However, I think it is going to be the case that like more members of the LGBTQ plus community are going to be left leaning. Thank you for the hand arts, because it's the left who's actually accepting, and it's the right who has the prejudice. More typically speaking, it's the right who wants to institute laws making it illegal for 2 like GAY men or lesbian women to get married. It is the right who wants to institute systems of prejudice against the entirety of the community. Right? Then about religiously. Well, yeah, of course, I think that it's going to be more often than not that members of the LGBTQ plus community are not religious, as these institutional religions, such as Christianity, are a massive perpetrator of homophobia, and they're also just unjustified. There's no reason to be a Christian. Jessica, I appreciate you for the $5 on Venmo. Jessica says queer money funneling to teen. That's crazy. I appreciate you for the love, though, Jessica. For real.
Yeah, you
Jessica.
see it exactly.
Jay, thank you for the $20. Shut up. JR, thank you. Be quiet. JR, thank you so much for the $20 on Venmo. JR says, thank you for all that you do. We love you. I love you, JR. Thank you so much for the money. Let's get a massive W, Jessica, and a massive W, JR, in that chat. Yo, W lesbian money. W lesbian money. I appreciate you guys. Let's go. Now go ahead and make your point, sir.
There's an old saying. There's an old saying. It goes, you can't make a man understand something that his paycheck determines he not understand. And that's basically with you and all the Trump people on here.
You're thinking backwards here, sir. You're thinking absolutely backwards. So I don't do what I do because of the paycheck, right? The paycheck followed after. I've been doing this since I made no money in front of a crowd of 40 people. Garrett, thank you so much for the $5 on Venmo. But if you want to talk about doing shit for a paycheck, then why don't you go talk to Daddy Trump, all right? He gets convicted of felonies. He's a convicted felon. And then he comes out and says that it was all bullshit, even though he knows that it wasn't, just so he could like fucking scam all these stupid Republicans Republicans for over $50 million, okay? So, yeah, where is the argument, sir? And Josh, I appreciate you for the $5 on Venmo. Thank you for the love.
Yeah, I mean, everybody knows that trial was a sham. It's like...
Give me absolutely any evidence of that trial being a sham.
Well, because just look at all of his predecessors. Bill Clinton with Monica Lewinsky and what was the other woman's name? He did all kinds of crap like that.
Yeah, you will do anything, but you will do anything about giving me any evidence that was a corrupt trial. I mean, absolutely absurd.
Just compare it to history and the things that happened in the past, and there's no comparison.
There is no comparison because he's the first president in U.S. history to be found a fucking felon on 34 counts. That's insane, all right? But not only have you not given me an argument why being a lesbian is wrong, you're sitting up here wasting my time and stereotyping lesbians to fit your fucking narrative. There is absolutely nothing wrong with two women being attracted to one another. There's absolutely nothing wrong with two women engaging in intercourse with one another. But there is absolutely something wrong with the widespread homophobia and prejudice perpetuated by the hand of these cis white male Republicans that don't know their right from their fucking left and just want to spew hate all day, just so they could sit in their little fucking comfort zone with Mr. Daddy Trump and all the other Republicans. It's insane.
No, I gave you my reasons. Politically, they're far left. Spiritually, they're atheist. Economically, they're very well organized. Like I said, they're financially successful.
JR, I appreciate you for the $34 on Venmo. Let's get a WJR in that chat for the $34 on Venmo. 34 counts, baby. Go ahead.
I trigger them so badly by giving clear and concise arguments what I don't like about them that they just throw money at you.
Yeah,
that's their only
real quick, buddy.
relapse.
You said politically they're far left. I'm far left. You said spiritually they're atheists. I'm atheist. You said financially they're well off. What the fuck is What the fuck is wrong with being financially well off? All these things would, in some way or another, fit to myself. But yeah, I'm a straight man. So do you think that being straight is wrong in the same way being lesbian is wrong?
Well, if you're... Well, let's go down Corinthians 6:9, sir. Why don't you interpret Corinthians 6:9 the proper way, my brother?
Oh, so now you want to talk about the Bible?
Let's do Corinthians 6:9.
Now you want to talk about the Bible? Why don't you want to do 1 Samuel
6:9?
Wait, why don't we go 1 Samuel 15:3 where God commands ethnic cleansing and genocide among the Amalekites, man, woman, and child, or Leviticus 25 verses 44 through 46 where God says that the Israelites could own non-Israelites as human property for life, even going so far as to say that when the master died, the slave would be passed down as inherited property to the child? Or why don't you want to go Exodus 21 verses 20 through 21 where God says that the slave owners could beat their slaves as they were their property? What about all these verses, motherfucker?
Man. Total deflection.
Oh, this is not a deflection in the slightest. Okay, all right. So you're saying that Corinthians 6:9 in the Christian Bible tells us that being a lesbian is wrong? So here's my qualm. I don't think that the Bible has the moral authority in the first place in order to substantiate the idea that it'd be able to objectively dictate what is morally right and wrong. I'd like you to go ahead and prove me incorrect by giving me a sufficient argument to demonstrate that the Christian God exists.
Well, it doesn't matter if you think it exists or not.
Yeah, sure it does. Because if the Christian God doesn't exist, then the Christian Bible is just word on paper written by man, and it would be no different than fucking Green Eggs and Ham by Dr. Seuss.
No,
therefore, it's just as likely that it's wrong to be a lesbian because of Corinthians 6:9 as it is wrong to eat green eggs and ham because Dr. Seuss said so, motherfucker.
Yeah,
Come on.
You don't have faith, and you only have so much time on this earth, brother, so you better count your days.
Is faith a reliable standard to dictate what's true and false about reality?
Everybody's under illusion, man. Everybody is delusional in some little way.
I didn't know. With all due respect, I am going to go ahead and cut you off here because that's not what I asked. I did not ask if everyone's delusional. I specifically asked, is faith a reliable evidentiary standard to tell us what's true and false about the world?
Well, yeah, but you have to use scrutinization and discrimination to understand the truth.
Okay, so you are saying that faith can tell us what's true and false about reality. So, truth, I have faith that you are incorrect. Does this mean that you are incorrect?
Well, you can, but I mean, like read the Proverbs.
Is that are you gagged?
Allegory and metaphor.
Are you gagged now? Is this just
ways that? Of course, it's mythological.
Is this just where the train ends? All right.
No, I mean, you can believe that. You can believe the sun's not going to come up tomorrow, but we all know you're a madman.
Hey, sir, do you think that trans women are women and trans men are men?
I believe in XX and XY chromosomes.
So you have to have XY chromosomes in order to be a man, right?
Yes.
And God the Father's a man, right?
Well, I'm not sure about the nature of God because he's outside of this.
Oh wait, so you're saying that
physical realm.
non-men can be fathers?
Well, you know, that's a different discussion.
No, I don't think
You
it is
wanna
at
go
all. Go ahead
down
and
it,
answer
we
the question.
can.
No, I can't. So is God the Father a man?
Well, he's referred to as he many times.
So
yeah.
he is a man. Okay, so prior to incarnation, did God the Father possess XY chromosomes?
Well, that's something I don't know. I've
No,
never.
because he didn't have any physical form. He's spiritual. Okay, so you definitely do think that gender identity is associated with these social roles and or like non-biological distinctions, because you refer to God the Father as a man without possessing any male anatomy or XY chromosomes. But then when it comes to trans people, you spew your hate and prejudice. Is this contradictory, or is this just you not realizing what you fucking believe in?
What is hate and prejudice to say that I believe men have XY and women have XX?
Wait, no, you didn't. You don't believe
That's
that.
hate and prejudice?
No, because remember, you don't believe this. You said that God the Father is a man, yet God the Father does not have XY chromosomes.
No, I didn't say that. I said I don't know.
Okay, so you're unsure if like non-men can be fathers or not?
Yeah, how can we know about
That sounds really
God and the
progressive.
Lord? We can only know just a little minute details about him.
Okay, would you say that? Wait, are you saying that you could like use he, him, and she, her pronouns without being a man or like a woman under your definition of like biology?
I believe that LGBT.
So then why don't you respect trans people pronouns? Because even if you'd say that they are not a man or a woman, due to the definitions in which you'd uphold in respect to like biology, well, it seems like according to your religion, you should still respect their pronouns, as you say God the Father is a man, or at the very least a he, him, and you would uphold that God the Father is not a man.
Well, if they can't even accept themselves as they came into this world, why do you expect other people to accept them for what they
I mean, I actually just think that this is going to be a straw man of the argument. So when a trans woman says that they're a woman, they're not saying that they're a female. They're not saying that they have XX chromosomes. They're referring to a sense of woman that would be like portraying some like social sense of their gender identity or these roles in which they would fulfill. So when you say that they can't accept themselves, you're more so saying that they believe that they are not male. However, this is a drastic oversimplification and just a convolution and red herring of the view. So you just are not educated on the issue. You don't know what you're talking about. So you shouldn't speak on it at all because it's quite embarrassing.
Now, I believe the T is mass mental illness. That goes right back to the.
Okay, so then go ahead and name one institution of medicine or science that would say that being T is a mental illness.
I don't have to.
You're right.
Without citing anything.
Okay, well, yeah, you don't have to, but it would make your position more justified. But don't worry, I can. So the World Health Organization, the American Psychiatric Association, the American Medical Association, the Endocrine Society, the World Professional Association for Transgender Health, the British Psychological Society, the Royal College of Psychiatrics, the Canadian Psychological Association, the Australian Psychological Society, the European Society for Sexual Medicine, the American Academy of Pediatrics, the American Academy of Family Physicians, the American Counseling Association, the American Public Health Association, the Netherlands Institute for Brain Research, the Center for Neurodoctrine Studies at the University of Pittsburgh, Massachusetts, as well as the Center for Neurochronology at UCLA, all vehemently speak out against the idea that being T is a mental illness.
Yeah, and I believe
the only people that say this are like MAGA heads, Uber drivers.
Just as corrupt as Dr. Fauci. Every single one bought off and paid for by the pharmaceutical industries for hormones and for surgeries and for making lifelong medical patients, just like they do with the quack injections. Look at Corona.
Okay, yeah, you're right. All the institutions are corrupt.
Is compromised and corrupt right to the core like a rotten apple.
They're all corrupt. Hey, sir, what shape is the Earth? Is it round or flat?
It doesn't matter.
No, it is. It's relevant. I'll tell you why. Chase, I appreciate you for the galaxy. Thank you so much for the love. And Ginny, thank you for the $34 on Venmo. Let's go. Let's get a W, Ginny, in that chat. 34 charges for Trump. Ginny says here in the message, I'm a lesbian and I absolutely love what you do. Truth. Is that another one of those rich lesbians giving their money to bad sources? They shouldn't be giving their money to
economically, they just give their money to bad people.
They shouldn't.
I believe you're a bad person for what you're doing up
there. They should. Yo, Kiara, thank you for the $10 on Venmo. Let's get a W, Kiara. Kiara says, I'm a lesbian. I love you. I love you too, Kiara. Let's get a W, Jenny, and a W, Kiara. Yo, wow. Yeah, this is great.
You're a grifter, man.
Oh, shit.
You're a grifter, bro.
What's a grifter? What's a grifter?
By
the way, guys, wait, real quick. Venmo and PayPal in the bio for everyone interested. Venmo and PayPal in the bio. Chase, thank you so much for the galaxy. I appreciate you for the love. Let's go, W Chase, W QR, W Caddy. Let's go, y'all.
Up here to debate them.
Wait, no, you're saying that you have common sense.
The only thing they can do is throw money at it to hopefully.
Oh, dude! Oh my gosh, you are so mad. You are absolutely so mad. Yo, Kiara and Jenny, I appreciate you guys for the quote unquote lesbian money as put by M. I appreciate y'all so much for the love. Apparently, everyone who's donating to me is just doing something absolutely so wrong. So I want you all to stop donating to me and make sure that you don't donate to me so then I don't interrupt him very loudly, and thank you for your donation. Absolutely do not do that. Miguel, thank you so much for the 2 cents on Venmo. But more so, the big point that I wanted to prove here is you said that you think all these institutions of science are corrupt. Chase with the galaxy, I appreciate you so much for the love. You said all these institutions of medicine are corrupt. You said that all these sources are corrupt. So please answer my question. What is the shape of the earth? Is it round or is it flat? And Milady, thank you for the $5 on Venmo. Bi woman married to a man, love what you do. I love you,
guys
Milady.
can send me
W
some
Milady.
coins. Anybody who's got a little bit of support for my message, send me a couple coins.
Oh yeah, that ain't fucking happening. So what is the shape of the earth, sir? Is it round or flat? Chase, thank you for the galaxy. I appreciate you for the love,
I don't
Chase.
know. I've never been to space, and I don't really trust people. I don't
Oh my
trust NASA.
God.
I don't trust NASA. I don't trust flat earthers. I've seen compelling arguments for both. When I look
Dude.
at the moon, I think it's round.
Shut up, Teresa. Thank you for the $10 on Venmo. W.
coin.
Teresa, shut up, buddy. I'm rating off a dono. Teresa says, to make this guy mad, I appreciate you for the love. Haley with the $34 on Venmo. Let's go, Haley. Haley says, rich buy girlies for Dean. I love you, Haley. Let's go. Jay with the $30. Shut up. JR with the $30 on Venmo saying, on behalf of the wealthy lesbians.
Yo,
W.
don't let
Haley.
Dean grift
Shut
all
up.
this.
WJR. Christina with the $6 and the 66 cents on Venmo.
Yeah, worshiping
WJR.
Satan.
W.
Satan
Haley.
worshippers, man.
Yes,
Why
with
they
the
always
$6 and the
saying
66 cents on Venmo. Dog, wait,
What's
oh,
up
you did
with
it.
666?
Yo, you did
That's
it like that.
Satan worship, dog.
Ashley with the $6 and it's 66
There
cents
you
on
go.
Venmo.
Yeah, you
Thank you
worship
so
the
much for
devil,
the
man.
love. Thank you so much for the love, Ashley. W. Ashley, what's wrong with 666?
Yeah, it's demonic, man.
Wait, why so?
Everybody
Why
knows
so?
that's demonic, dude.
Wait, no, but the devil doesn't exist because Christianity is false and it's just a delusion. It's just
It
a
doesn't
delusion.
matter. You're immortal, man.
Yo,
You're immortal.
let's get some W666s in that chat. You know what I mean? Venmo, Cash App in the bot. You know what I mean?
Thank you for the coins, everybody.
Yo, J.O. with the $10 on PayPal. Thank you so much for the love. I appreciate you. Shut up, J.O. with the $10 on Venmo. Thank you so much for the love. And Morgan with the $10 on PayPal as well.
Yo,
Massive W
coins,
Morgan in the
everybody.
chat. Shut up. Audrey with the $6.66 on Venmo. W
Satan-
Audrey, W
Satan
Morgan,
worship.
W666. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, sell
This
your
is
soul
beautiful.
for the devil.
This is Mark with the
Seriously.
$6.66
There you
on
go,
Venmo.
devil.
W Mark W666 in the chat. Is this all those like
That's
lesbian
gross,
devil
man.
Satan
I tell you, the
worshippers?
further left you go, the uglier you get, Dean.
Dude, no,
I mean,
you were literally
seriously.
sitting on the far right side saying that you believe in a God that you don't have any evidence for, saying that you don't know the shape of the earth, you don't know if it's round or flat, saying that all these lesbians are so wrong because they give their money to me and that's a bad thing for them to do. And you're saying that the number 666, literal, the fucking like numbers, is somehow demonic in any sense of the word. This is absolutely just so fucking weird, bro. Jay, thank you for the $6 and the 66 cents on Venmo. I
There you go.
appreciate you for the
Satan
love, JR.
worship,
W666. Shut up. M with the $6 and the 66 cents
There
on
you go.
Venmo.
You're going to hell,
WM
dog.
W666 in the chat. I appreciate y'all for the
Right.
love. This is so crazy. Anyways, man, so what's your point here?
So, good and evil is an internal characteristic within the material atmosphere, bro. This is the prison house. You're stuck in the cycle of birth and death, man.
Yeah, you read that on X.
You came from the womb. You came from the womb of a woman, so you can only expect to come from another womb of some other woman. That's your karma, dog. And if
Yeah,
you be
I don't.
accepting,
Hey, man, I have
you
a
don't
question.
think 666 has the spiritual reverence, bro?
Hey, I have a
You don't
question.
You think all the Bible is just total hogwash, and the Torah and the Bhagavad Gita and the Quran? You think it's all just hogwash, meaningless? You think people getting down on their hands and knees and praying 3 times a day is under?
Mariah, thank you for the $6 and the 66 cents on Venmo.
Yeah, I mean,
A, thank you for the $10 on PayPal. WA for the $10 on PayPal. Let's go, guys. A wealthy
for the coins,
6-year-old
guys.
lesbian for Dean. I appreciate you for the love. Let's go. Grayson, thank you for the $6.66 on PayPal from a woman who's polyamorous with 2 people. W, thank you for the $6.66,
Thank you.
Gracie. Let's go. Okay, so truth. I mean, I'll just ask you simply for an argument to show me that the Christian God exists. If you can't give me one, I could show you that the Christian God doesn't exist. Someone's with his $6 and the 66 cents on Venmo. Someone's W666.
yeah. So why is it the year 2024, Dean?
Oh yeah, because Jesus was born in the year 0, and we
Yeah,
operate
so
off
I
of
guess you're 2024 years late to the scene, bro.
Thank you for the $6 and the 66 cents on Venmo, WMW666. So this actually does not demonstrate that the Christian God exists. This only demonstrates that there's some authority within like Rome, within Rome that thought he did. So they decided to base like the
Yeah.
Gregorian calendar off of his birth. But I'll just simply ask you this question. So hey, do you believe in the story of Adam and Eve? Patrick with a game bow. Thank you.
I haven't really scrutinized it that closely, so I don't know. I mean, I know there's a lot of mythology. I know there's a lot of things that aren't, possibly concerning our modern times that just sound ridiculous, like the ship with all the animals, the boat, and all that stuff. Like, I agree, some of that stuff sounds out to the moon, but a lot of these spiritual texts use allegory and metaphor and things like this to convey messages for people who are enlightened, who get spiritual meaning from them. This is, you're selling your soul to the devil here, man. You slaving away for coins on TikTok. What are you going to do with this money, Dean?
Wait, real quick, I have a question. I don't think that Satan is that bad of a guy, and I'll demonstrate to you why. So would you say that Satan is like 100% evil?
No, I believe Satan is like Maya. It's illusion.
Yo, Nate, thank you for the $6.66 on PayPal. I appreciate you for the love. Nate, W666. So would you say that Satan always opposes God?
Repeat the question.
Would you say that Satan always opposes what God thinks? So if God wants something, Satan doesn't want it?
Well, there's demons on this earth, and he's just a big demon who has gained some power. And look at these Hollywood.
Patrick with his $6.66 on Venmo. I appreciate you for the love, Patrick. W666.
Yeah, all these Hollywood people, they openly worship Satan, and look what they're doing.
Dude, just answer my question.
Sacrifices, eating people, drinking babies' blood, adrenochrome. This is like pretty nefarious shit, man. If you want to get involved with this, you're just spiritually bankrupt, dog.
I'm asking you a very specific question. Does Satan always oppose God? Like Satan is always bad and God is always good. Would you agree with that?
I just believe in good and evil, man, and you can choose good. Or
so I'm guessing that you will agree with that. So yeah, Satan is evil, God is good. So Satan and God always disagree. So when God said that chattel slavery, in the sense of a human owning another human as property for life and beating them, was permissible in Leviticus 25, does this mean that Satan would disagree? Like Satan would think that chattel slavery and beating humans is wrong, since God thought it was good?
I think the context of the Bible was in a very spiritually unenlightened time. There was slavery and stuff like that is context now. There's modern day slavery where children are working in these mines getting cobalt for iPhones. Some of these conditions are far, far worse than any conditions of slavery back then. We can look up videos on Twitter and see people still in some of these Middle East countries stoning women to death for questionable things.
Wait, I don't think you get my point though here, because you say that your God is 100% good, and I'm specifically telling you that in the Bible, God said that that slavery is a good thing, right? You could read the text in Leviticus 25. God speaks to Moses and says that you may buy your male and your female slaves, you may own them as property for life, and you may beat them because they're your property. So I guess my point here is, if Satan always disagrees with God, and God thought that people should own slaves, does this mean that Satan thought that people shouldn't own slaves?
Well, what I understand it is service. Everybody's under some form of service to another, to your family, to your employer, to your politics, to your master. And you can choose to serve Satan, or you can choose to serve God. Or
do you think that emancipation era? Do you think that emancipation era slavery in the U.S. was service?
I think that the context of slavery back then was there were groups of people who were destitute, who had nothing. And there were certain other people who took these people and put them to work and not only housed them and feed them and clothe them and gave them jobs and gave them purpose. That was just the vocabulary of the time was kind of slavery, but actually these people were happy to have some kind of purpose opposed to their destitute nomadic lifestyle with no purpose, with
Oh
nothing.
yeah,
with
no, you're saying that they're
roots and
happy to be
berries to eat.
they're happy to be like just like bots as human property and turned into property for the rest of their life, and they were happy to be beaten. You understand that this argument that it was a good thing because they were given clothes, they were given shelter, they were given food, they just had to work as property for the rest of their lives was the same exact argument used by the South during the American Civil War to justify slavery. They said that the reason it's a good thing for us to like enslave black people is because we're giving them houses, we're giving them clothes, we're giving them food, we're giving them work, and things would actually be worse off if we were not giving them these things. Pips, I appreciate you for the $5 on Venmo. Let's get a W Pips in that chat. So, I mean, like the simple question that I guess I'm asking you is, well, if you're going to say that it wasn't wrong in the context of ancient Israel for them to enslave the non-Israelites, and this seems to be like on par with emancipation era slavery, well then, would you say that emancipation era slavery wasn't wrong either?
Well, I'll just give you like an equation. So cows have been like an integral part of human society since time immemorial, and we got all these vegans who are like, yeah, don't give the cows protection. You're abusing and exploiting the cow. So if we let the cow just off on its own, it's gonna freeze to death out in the fields. Like it's not gonna go.
You're
well for
actually
that cow.
justifying slavery. You're sick.
So we actually trade.
You're
this
actually
cow
justifying slavery
protection
now. You're sick.
for
You're
milk. No, I'm
actually
not.
justifying
See,
slavery
you're
right now.
just you're
sick.
just playbooking me with your leftist idiot playbook of.
Do you think
of-
it's leftist to say that slavery is wrong, sir?
I'm giving you context of how it could have been, how I understand it, how it was a very unenlightened time at society. The society was very unenlightened at that time.
No, they're
There were-
specifically
there
enlightened
were-
by God that slavery was permissible. No, they had moral commandment from God that it was permissible.
There was, these people were destitute and they needed shelter, they needed clothing, they needed purpose, and they all had to fall under a ruler, just like there was kingdoms, just like we all follow under our leaders. You know, we have faith in people to house us, like the government. You know, it's just a way
Bro,
the world
this
was
is
back then,
gross.
man.
No, so okay, yeah. Also, the way that the world was old men would marry young girls. For instance, in Jerusalem, the average age of marriage during the time of Mary was between 13 and 16. 1 second, Stacy, I appreciate you for the $13.52 on PayPal. Let's get a W, Stacy, in that chat. Thank you so much for the love, Stacy. Massive W, Stacy. Thank you. So, anyways, would you say that it's like morally wrong? Would you say it's always morally wrong to impregnate like a 13 through 16-year-old girl?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that's good. No.
Okay, so then God did something wrong when he impregnated Mary because the average age of Jerusalem in her time was between 13 and 16, and that's when she married Joseph.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a very unenlightened time back then compared to modern times.
Okay, so God did something wrong, so then he can't be all good, so then he can't be Christian. Because under Christian theology, he's described as being all good, and that would be a direct contradiction.
Well, comparing modern times, I wasn't alive back then. Maybe it was totally normal back then.
Wait, were you alive during the Holocaust?
Maybe it was like that was totally, and if you went against that, like you were the crazy one, right?
Wait, one sec, were you alive during the Holocaust?
You know, if you go to the Britannia books and you look it up, like the Holocaust isn't even in there.
Oh my God. He's a flat earther that denies the Holocaust, that thinks slavery isn't wrong, and thinks that it was normal and permissible to impregnate 13-year-old girls, but then he thinks two women holding hands sexually is wrong. And of course you're voting for Trump.
Well, let's do Corinthians.
Are you voting? Are you voting, sir?
Yeah, of course I'm voting for Donald Trump.
I can't believe I can't believe people like you vote, bro. I absolutely can't believe people like you vote.
You know what, Dean? You got all this money for doing this, but you're spiritually bankrupt, dude. You're completely spiritually bankrupt.
You're actually pissing me off. You're actually pissing me off if you think
all these other spiritually.
You're absolutely pissing me off if you think I'm spiritually bankrupt. You specifically came up here and said that there's nothing wrong with slavery. You specifically came up here and you said that the Holocaust didn't happen. You specifically came up here and you said that it may have been normal and permissible to engage in intercourse with like a 13-year-old.
No,
like, this is just absolutely insane.
Just like this is you projecting. This is what you guys leftists do out of your playbook. You call everybody racist and bigots and homophobes, and then you find little pedantic points and say your gotchas. It's just gotcha for you.
Bro, wait, are you saying it's not racist to think that like chattel slavery during the Emancipation era wasn't wrong?
I wasn't there
That's
back
the
then.
fuck that
don't know the
Bro, you're
context of
insane.
what the
You're
world was
insane.
back then.
You're gross. How can you say that this is nothing more than me just using a word from the leftist playbook to apply to you when you are literally sitting up here saying that you were not alive during the time, so therefore you
for the
can't tell us
roses.
that it was wrong. Like, that is so gross. Like, I can't even believe that those words would come out of your mouth.
No,
bro.
what exactly I said was that it was a very
I have a
unenlightened
I have a
time
question.
back then.
Hey, I have
I'm
a question.
trying to understand what happened back
Hey, so
then.
during
and
the times
circumstances in the world.
So like gay men and lesbian women have existed forever, and they've been engaging in like same gendered intercourse for thousands of years. Would you say that like when two lesbians or like two gay men would engage in intercourse like say 100 years ago before you were born that it was wrong?
Again, we got to go through Corinthians 6:9.
So you are literally willing to say that it was wrong for two gay men or two lesbians to engage in intercourse before you were born, but then you're not willing to say that the enslavement of hundreds of thousands of African Americans in the context of U.S. history, or even the fucking Holocaust was wrong specifically because you were not born yet. That is so crazy. That is insane.
You weren't in the world back then, Dean. You don't know the circumstances or the context to how all this stuff came about, or why it came about, or the events that were happening in the world. You just don't understand this stuff. It's easy for us to look back and condemn them for everything that our history. I mean, you guys are trying to erase history and condemn everybody for everything. I mean, like you have nothing. This is where we are now in the world. We can reflect back at these moments and go down them with philosophy and debate and see and try and uncover what happened back then. But honestly, we can't. We won't ever know the full story or the full context of the circumstances back then.
Bro, yeah, and on top of all this absolutely insane rhetoric that I should honestly just fucking boot you for, but I want to see if I can embarrass you a little bit further. Let's go ahead and have a conversation about Trump. Can you go ahead and name one fucking policy that Trump passed that made that better off the average working class American?
Yeah, I mean, if you go to DonaldTrump.com and you look at Agenda 47, he's got it all laid out. He wants to make energy the cheapest it's ever been. That's how you have a thriving middle class, is you make energy cheap, you make
Raven, I appreciate you for the $5 on Venmo. Thank you for the love, Raven.
You make rent cheap, you make all this stuff cheap so we can have a thriving middle class. He acknowledges that. He's not a stupid person. He wants to stop giving money to illegal aliens and give it to veterans.
Okay, so first of all, hey, sir. So first of all, I don't know like why you would expect Trump to actually follow through on his promises. He promised an infrastructure bill, but then it get it passed in 4 years. Then Biden got it passed in his first year. Then on top of that, even one step further, we can also say here that in his last term of presidency, he made the life of the average working class American worse. The Trump tax code that's still in effect, by the way, actually reduced the after-tax income for the average working class American and increased it for the top 1%. Trump doesn't care about you. Trump doesn't care about anyone apart from the top 1% of people that continue to fund his narcissistic, alienated, vow for the presidency and his attempt to try to get all of these brainwashed MAGA conservatives to follow him. He doesn't care about you. He doesn't care about the average working class American. You couldn't name one piece of legislation that he passed in his past term that made your life better, and I was able to actually turn around and demonstrate to you how his tax code made your life worse. So are you able to name one policy that he passed that made the life of the average working class American better, or do you not know shit and you're purely supporting him on the basis of your own fundamental delusions and prejudice?
No, I'll go down Agenda 47 with you point by point if you want to.
So is this something that he will do or he has done?
So when Trump was in office, they were going to make energy cheap. They had the Keystone XL pipeline that was making thousands of jobs all through Montana, North, South Dakota, into Texas, refining Alberta oil. And, the day Biden came into office, he shut that down, and that was tens of thousands of jobs all within my area that were just off the table. Just another hit. And
Dan, I appreciate you for the subscription yet. Wrong. No, the pipeline was not in the pipeline was not in operation yet. How could it take away jobs?
Pardon?
The pipeline was not in operation yet. How could it take away jobs? Then also additionally here, right under the first 3 years of Obama's presidency, he introduced more jobs into the economy than in the first and only 3 years of Trump's presidency, minus the impacts of COVID. But then additionally here, I want to ask you about Trump's character. So my big point here is Trump is a very fucked up person, and I just want to see how you feel about some of the shit that he's done. And he was removed for hate speech. I'm so surprised it took that long. I'm so fucking surprised that it took that long. That is crazy, y'all. We're going to move on to our next guest. I am absolutely so surprised that it took that long. Y'all, isn't it crazy that like we'll have people come up here that are actually like somewhat respectable, but then they accidentally say the word GAY and they're automatically banned, flagged, and removed. But then someone like that could come up in here, spread racism, homophobia, prejudice, dude, like so many forms of prejudice and isms that I can't even like say off the top of my fucking head. And it takes TikTok like 25 minutes to ban him. Like that's just some crazy shit. We're going to move on to our next guest here, y'all. But guys, if you do want to support me, my Venmo and my PayPal are at the top of my screen here. You'll get a notification at the top of my screen that I could give you a shout out and even like read a message off on live. It's essentially like a YouTube super chat. But we're going to move on to our next guest here, y'all. Make sure if we are in those guest requests that we specifically do think that being a lesbian is wrong. Amber, you're not loading up, so we are going to move on to our next guest. Yeah, that guest was just like absolutely absurd, dude. Like that was just insanity, guys. That like absolutely wild. What's up, Wesley? How old are you?
Yo, what's up, Dean?
Hey, what's your age?
Sorry, what'd you say?
How old are you?
I'm 23.
Perfect. Do you think that being a lesbian is wrong?
I do.
Okay, why so? Also, make sure not to say like GAY or like homosexual or anything else. You could only say the word lesbian, but take it away.
Okay. So my argument is.
Oh, hey, are you driving right now?
No, I'm a passenger right now in my van. That's just being noisy.
All right, Wesley, I actually would engage in conversation with you. However, that is just extremely loud, so we are going to move on to the next guest here, y'all. But guys, we are at 191,000 likes. Let's try to get those likes up, y'all. Let's start double tapping on this away on those phone screens.
Yeah, hello?
Hey, what's up? How old are you?
I'm 18.
Yeah, I'm not going to believe that for a damn second. Your dino nuggies are ready. Your mother wanted me to tell you that you still have to do your homework and fold your laundry and put it away, buddy. All right, moving on to our next guest here. Let's go and see what our next guest has to say. El Fetus in that chat, all right? All right, guys. Massive El Fetus. We're going to go ahead and move on to our next guest, Tammy Lee, at this point. Guys, I'm going to go ahead and do a quick poll real quick in that chat. Let me know how you're feeling about the debate so far. Smiley face if you're enjoying them, sad face if you're not. What's up, Tammy? How old are you?
I'm 18.
Perfect. What year were you born in?
2004.
Sweet. So you actually cannot be 18 to be born in 2004. Larry, thank you so much for the $2 on PayPal. Larry asks me for my opinions on Sonic the Hedgehog. I don't know. Never watched it. Let's go to move on to our next guest here. By the way, if you are one of the 2.9 thousand people watching and you want to debate me, just hop in those guest requests, y'all. What's up? How old are you? Okay, another just toddler. Okay, moving on to our next guest, Josh. Also, guys, make sure to hit that follow button. I go live every day. Then additionally here, it's possible
Hello,
that
sir, being a lesbian is not wrong.
Oh, let's get a W Josh, space guess. Also, putting it out there, the live may get taken down here soon because we already did get a flag. So if the live gets discontinued, make sure to follow me now by hitting that red button right there. Just because it probably will happen. It happens every day. What's up? How old are you?
35.
Nice. Do you think that being a lesbian is wrong, sir?
Well, I think we all have choices to make.
Okay, can I just get a yes or no?
I think it's a personal choice.
Okay, so our sexual orientations as a whole are not a choice. However, I'm not asking you if it's a choice. I'm asking you if you think it's morally wrong. So do you think that being a lesbian is morally wrong?
Again, I'll have to stick by my answer, I think.
All right, he obviously couldn't engage with the content here. That's me asking someone what brand their shoes are, and then they tell me that the sky is blue. You know what I mean? Do you think being a lesbian is wrong? Oh, it's a personal dude, come on. Hi, Destiny. How old are you?
I'm 19.
Perfect. Do you think that being a lesbian is wrong or immoral?
No, I just wanted to say you're the bestest person ever, and you're awesome, and just keep doing what you're doing.
Yo, Destiny, I love you so much. Thank you so much for the love. Let's get a W Destiny in that chat, ladies and gentlemen, while we do get our next guest up in here. Massive W Destiny. And Jocelyn, thank you for the $6 and the 66 cents on Venmo. W Jocelyn, W666. What's up, Ty? How old are you?
Well, I'm 28.
Nice. Do you think that being a lesbian is wrong, Ty?
Yeah, I think it's wrong, bro. Just walk with me real quick. So,
all right, but hey, I want to preface real quick. Don't say any word to refer to the to community apart from the word lesbian. If you say GAY or anything else, it'll get us banned.
Definitely not. No, I'm not.
All right, so go ahead.
So yeah, so I feel like it's wrong because so there's already less females, less women, my fault. So like, if there's less women, right, and then they went lesbian, right? That means there would be less for us, like less women for us, as men. So it's just
Okay, yeah.
like,
Do you think that like menopause is morally wrong?
that's kind of like crazy. So like, if there are less women for us, I might as well go gay, right?
Okay, so you specifically said the word that I asked you not to say, but additionally, like, I'm actually like unwilling to accept that he wasn't trolling, so we're just gonna move on. Like, that is just such an idiotic argument. Ty, if you're not trolling, feel free to hop back into guest request, but I'm just gonna kick you out because I'm just gonna assume that you are. What's up? How old are you? All right, Dr. Soup is not here. We're going to go to move on to the next guest. Yeah, I will happily let Ty up if they hop back in the guest request of them just acknowledging that they're for real not a troll. But like, come on, sometimes like this shit that people could say is so dumb, like you just assume that it's like a troll. You know what I mean, guys? We're going to go to move on to our next guest here. Let's go into what Mario has to say, y'all. Seriously, guys, in the meantime, make sure to hit that follow button, y'all. Then if you want to support me, my Venmo as well as my PayPal are at the top of the screen here as well as in my bio. I get 100% of the proceeds over those platforms and it does greatly support me. But we are going to go to move on to our next guest. What is up, War? Do you think that being a lesbian is wrong or immoral?
Let's be honest, hex no, it's not wrong.
Dude, he's been waiting in the guest request for like an hour to say that. Honestly, dude, WGS, sorry, so based. He's been waiting an hour just to say that. What's up, Kurtz? Do you think that being a lesbian is wrong or immoral?
I think it's wrong.
Okay, and how old are you?
18.
All right, what year were you born in?
2006.
Okay. You kind of sound like a fetus. But okay, so yeah, why do you think it's wrong?
Because like, if you're a lesbian, less people are gonna be bombed.
Born or bombed? I heard bombed.
Born. Sorry. Born.
Okay, sure. Yeah. Do you think that it's morally wrong for me to marry a woman that's infertile?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he's not 18. He's just not 18 a shot. Yeah, we're just gonna go to move on to our next guest at this point. He's definitely not 18. Definitely a fetus. Yeah, L fetus in that chat. I mean, he gave the right birth year, but we're just simply not gonna trust it. Let's go to move on to our next guest. What's up, man? How old are you? Iron still hello? All right. Iron still just had some lag, so we're just going to go to move on. Let's just go into what Zach Griffin has to say. Yeah, he said yeah to that. He didn't even know what infertility is, so definitely a fetus. What's up, Zach? How old are you?
I'm 25.
Perfect. Do you think that being a lesbian is wrong, sir?
Yeah, sort of. Just in the sense of like, kind of like a couple of the guests have said, the population decreases.
Okay, yeah, sure. Do you think that it's like morally wrong for me to marry a woman that's infertile?
I wouldn't say so, no.
Okay, but if I marry a woman that's infertile, we will not be able to reproduce, just like two women marrying one another. So wouldn't we also be decreasing the population?
You would be, but it wouldn't be in the same. I don't know. It wouldn't be in the same circumstances, I guess.
Well, I mean, it wouldn't be under the same circumstances in like the fact that like we're heterosexual and they're like lesbians, but it would lead to the same result. So I think that this is a contradiction in your stance that just shows you don't care about the population, you don't care about reproductive capabilities, you're just prejudiced and you're attempting to justify it with ill-willed reason.
Well, I wouldn't say that.
Okay, if that's not the case, then you'll have to demonstrate the specific contradiction between two women marrying one another and that being wrong because it doesn't lead to reproduction, and me marrying an infertile woman and that not being wrong regardless of the fact that it doesn't lead to reproduction. I'll go ahead and give you the mic.
Yeah, so I mean, just as far as like infertility goes, that's not necessarily something that is predisposed. So you could get married to your wife and not figure out until later that she has been infertile or something along those lines.
Yeah, you're changing the parameters of the hypothetical here. I specifically asked you about me marrying a woman that's infertile and I have the foreknowledge, and you said it's not wrong. So
Okay,
do you see how you actually have to change the parameters of my hypothetical in order to try to point out a distinction to show that you are not just contradictory in your logic?
Okay, whenever we first started, you didn't specify that you knew beforehand that she was infertile.
So that being specified now, like, do you think that'd be wrong for me to do so?
Define wrong. Like what are you defining as wrong? And
Morally wrong, like the same definition of wrongness in which you said being a lesbian was wrong. I don't understand why we all of a sudden have to define it when I'm giving you a counterexample to your stance that shows the absurdity. You were very comfortable with using the word wrong prior, so we'll just assume the same definition here. Is it morally wrong for me to marry a woman that I know is infertile?
I mean, I personally don't think it is. I don't think.
But there's no difference between me marrying a woman that's infertile and a woman marrying another woman. In this sense of reproductive capabilities, both of these two relationships will not be able to yield reproduction through intercourse with their partner. And you say being a lesbian is wrong because of this, but me marrying an infertile woman is not wrong regardless of this. Chat, is this a contradiction? Let's see a yes or a no, because I definitely think it is.
I think it's more or less the viewpoint of like men and women needing each other for certain things. So like obviously females are more caring, more loving than males just in general. Like this is scientifically backed data that you can look up.
I don't need science for that. I'm willing to accept that. Men commit 95% of the violent crimes. Men commit vast majority of substance abuse and self-unaliving, traffic fatalities, and so on. Like I'm more than willing to accept that. Women are definitely going to generally be more caring and loving, but this only reflects negatively upon men. But like, go ahead. Where are you going with this?
Yeah, no. So that's what I was saying. I just think that it's like a symbiotic relationship. Like they both need each other to benefit.
Oh, yeah, so you're saying that like in order for a woman to truly benefit from a relationship, it needs to be with a man? I actually don't think that's true, because I think that they're going to be escaping the lower levels of love and the lower levels of caring that they'd see in a relationship by simply marrying another woman. They would actually benefit by marrying a woman, given the statistics in which you give me. Like you literally told me that the reason like men and women need to be together is because women are more caring and loving. But couldn't a woman just turn around and marry another woman and have a more caring and more loving relationship, all things considered?
They could, but then in those instances where they are in violent situations or in a situation that's unsafe, they may. Who's going to protect them then?
Oh wait, are you saying that men are supposed to protect women? Why so?
Well, because just like you were going back earlier and saying the scientific evidence, you don't need that. It's scientifically proven that men are also stronger and more, like you said, violent.
Okay, so we need the more violent people to be the protectors. Then also, just to make sure here, who do you think men would be protecting women from?
Violent offenders, so sex traffickers.
And like 95% of those are men. So in other words, men would be protecting women from other men. So you're just kind of taking your shit, you're smearing it on a wall, and then you're cleaning it up, and you feel like you're doing something good.
I guess if that's how you see it. But,
okay, so then when two lesbians get together, why would they need a man to protect them? Where's the man in the situation?
To protect them from other men or other women.
Okay. So there has to be a man in the relationship to protect from other men.
I didn't say
Dude, what are we doing? What are we doing here?
I never said there has to be.
Chad, is this embarrassing? I don't know what to. Hey, I'm starting. Yeah, I think they have good reason to choose the bear here. I mean, we could just simply like look at it this way. Like for instance, I don't think that men have to protect women. I'd say that we could recognize that generally speaking.
They have to protect them.
I think that we could recognize that, like, on average, men are physically stronger than women, but in modern society, I don't think that physical strength is required to be good at protecting. Dude, we have force multipliers called pew-pews. Anyone could hold them.
Yeah, of course.
So then why would they need a man to protect them? They have a pew-pew for that.
Do they? How do you know they do?
Are you assuming that they don't have a pew-pew, therefore they need a man? What is
You're
this
assuming
logic?
that they do, so they don't.
No, I'm assuming that they have access to them, bro.
Right.
Okay, and is that a fair...
What if both lesbians are felons, convicted felons, and they can't obtain a firearm?
Okay, so you're saying that in the context of there being two convicted felon lesbians that they need a man, and this is why it's wrong? What's the fucking argument here? Let's start from the top. We are so lost. Why is being a lesbian wrong?
Just for the moral sense of security. I mean, I think you can agree that the majority of females in this country are scared of men and also feel protected in the presence of men.
So you're saying that it's wrong to be lesbian because they don't have a man to feel secure around. Hey, everyone in the chat, all my women, all my lesbians, do y'all feel unsafe?
Okay, you didn't grasp the context of my question or the entirety of my question. I said that the majority of women in this country are not lesbian.
Okay, lesbians and cis women. Do y'all feel unsafe?
But I asked them would just kind of invalidate.
Do y'all feel unsafe when you're not around a man, or do you feel unsafe when you're around a man?
I just said they could they feel both.
Yes, they feel safer with a woman, so your argument falls flat on its head. Anything else?
So there's two women walking down the streets at 12 o'clock at night in the middle of, let's just say, Memphis. They're gonna.
Hey, I got a question. how about this? I understand your argument here. You're saying, well, like when there's lesbian couples walking down the streets, they're going to be like less protected because there's not a man there. But instead of victim blaming the lesbians for this and saying that this is what makes it wrong to be a lesbian, why don't we just blame the fucking perpetuators of the crime and say
You're
that maybe
100%
men
correct.
should commit less crimes? It doesn't make being a lesbian wrong because of these things. It just merely means that the individuals who are perpetuating the crime should stop doing so. Like, I disagree with your assumption that like two lesbians are somehow like less safe because there's not a man in the picture. This is just the very common heroic traditionalist bullshit rhetoric. But I'm just going to step into your worldview and assume that you're right and present an absurdity with it. Would you say that it's wrong to possess like certain mental or physical impairments that may make you more susceptible to external force, like therefore making you ableist as shit because they'd be less safe?
Repeat your question again.
Yeah, do you think it's morally wrong to possess like certain like physical or mental ailments that would make you like less or like more susceptible to like external threats?
No, I don't think that's.
Okay, so even though like they're less safe walking down a street at Memphis at 1 a.m., you still don't think it's morally wrong to be them. So even if we were to assume that two lesbians would be less safe and we were to assume that we're justified in victim blaming them, we still wouldn't be able to say that it's morally wrong to therefore be lesbian. Gagged. I don't know. I think you just got gagged, man.
Just got gagged, huh?
I think so. I think so, Zach.
Okay, so repeat that last question again.
Yeah. So we made a couple assumptions there. You said that two lesbian women walking down the streets of Memphis at 1 a.m. are going to be so unsafe because they don't have a man with them. And
Well,
you
I don't
also
think- I don't necessarily-
just let me finish here. Let me finish here. And then you just also want to assume that it's justified to blame the lesbians for this, not the people that are making them unsafe. We'll just assume both of those things to be true. Let's replace the lesbians with another human that has maybe a physical or mental disability, okay? They're walking around the streets late at night at Memphis. They're less safe because of these disabilities, okay? So is it justified for us to say, therefore, those disabilities are wrong?
Okay, so I just want to go back on the point. So you're a man. You can obviously see this. Would you say the majority?
Sir, I appreciate you for the $5 on Venmo. You're the goat, Dean. I love your I love you, Sir Loopy. Thank you for the $5 on Venmo. W, sir. Go ahead.
Would you say that the majority of the time, like, have you ever felt afraid being in a unpleasant situation, like if you just feel like you're not supposed to be there?
So I'm more than willing to like allow you to ask me questions as soon as you can answer mine, because I want it to be known that you are pivoting and deflecting.
I feel like this is kind of answering yours.
No, I asked you if it would be like morally wrong to have like a physical or mental disability because you're more prone to like external threats. And
Well, I
you
mean,
didn't answer.
the moral disability, you have no, or the mental disability, you have no control over that. So, like, there was nothing that you could have done or could have not done to.
And you think that we can control our sexual orientations?
100%.
Okay, the Netherlands Institute of Brain Research and the Center for Neurodoctrine Studies at the University of Pittsburgh in Massachusetts actually disagree. So we've had like scientists point out biological differences in like the brains of like GAY men in comparison to that of straight men, that being larger anterior commissures and varying traits of the hypothalamus in the AI and AH3 subsection. We also see different associations on the genetic code, such as in the XQ23 chromosome. So as we know that our sexual orientations are biologically predispositioned to be, it's not something that we could choose or change, because we can't like choose or change like the sizes, shapes, or functions of our neuroanatomy or genome. So I mean, I hope that I disproved that. We could just ask it another way. Could you like choose right now to be aroused by me?
Definitely not.
Okay, so it's not a choice. Thanks for playing. And if more women could legitimately choose to be a lesbian, I don't understand why they wouldn't. It would be pretty shitty to be attracted to men such as you. And historically speaking, when we saw GAY people being unalived because of their attractions and orientations, why didn't they just choose to be straight? See, it's not a choice, Zach, and there's so many reasons to find this to be the case.
Okay, well, if it's not a choice, then why over the past, let's just say 50 years, has the prevalence of GAY and lesbian individuals increased, actually just skyrocketed?
Oh yeah, because they're more socially accepted.
So all those people weren't there in the past?
No, they were there. They were just in the closet.
Okay.
I mean, I think that makes perfect sense. A good example of this would be when Hitler and his regime moved into Germany in the 1930s. Before they started like unaliving people for being Jewish, we dramatically saw the amount of Jewish people decrease. And this wasn't just from people leaving the country; it was also just from Jewish people pretending that they weren't. Okay. And this is exactly what we've seen historically speaking with members of the LGBTQ plus community. With legal and societal forms of prejudice, of course, they're just going to pretend to be straight so they can have as much opportunity as you or I. I mean, I think that makes perfect sense. But with the social acceptance of the members of the community on the rise, they're going to be more willing and more able to be open about this fact of their character.
Okay, you say so. I guess we just see differently. We have different viewpoints, and that's all right. But I just wanted to get on here and.
Can you explain to me how mine is unreasonable?
I didn't say it was unreasonable. I never said one time it was unreasonable. I completely understand your side of this argument.
Bridget, thank you for the $25 on Venmo. I really appreciate you for the love. Bridget says, thank you for advocating for the LGBTQ plus communities. I love you, Bridget. I love what I do here, and thank you so much for the $25. I'm going to use that to fill my tank full of gas tomorrow when I'm hitting the road back for home. Thank you so much for the love, Bridget. W Bridget for the $25 in gas money. Hell yeah. So Zach, if you think that my views are reasonable, if you can't point out any flaws with them, and actually you've been gagged on a couple of points with yours that you haven't been able to address, why don't you just adopt my positions? I think that it'd make you a better person. I think that it would, definitely make society better as a whole. I think that it is good for us to recognize our prejudices and try to work, fix, and change them. This is coming from a man who a couple years ago was ignorant and the same shit existing in red-pilled communities that had this prejudice innately ingrained in them, but woke up to the truth, and now I do what I do because I recognize my past beliefs were harmful. Why can't you do the same?
So why is you individually believing and not doing anything as far as starting protests or going out and hurting these lesbian couples? Why can one individual not feel a certain way that it's morally wrong, I guess, as you would say?
Thom, I appreciate you for the $25 on Venmo. Thank you so much. Thom with the grass money. Thank you so much for the love, Thom. And Maddie with the $35 on Venmo for the safe travels. You guys are absolutely so kind. Y'all just literally covered all my travel expenses for tomorrow. Thom and Maddie, I appreciate you guys so much for the love. Guys, please show some love to Thom and Maddie in the chat. Thank you guys so much. W Thom, W Maddie. I apologize for interrupting you. Go ahead, Zach. But massive W Thom and W Maddie. I appreciate y'all so much.
No, you're good. I was just saying how it's wrong for say you're just you just think these things internally and you don't ever do anything externally with these thoughts that you have or this this viewpoint that you have. You don't go out and start up all these pages and promote harmful viewpoints towards lesbians. How is that wrong? If you internally think that way and you don't ever speak.
Yeah, sure. Sure. So I actually have a couple ways I want to address this point, but I'm going to first start what I find to be the most intuitive argument. So let's just say we have this 45-year-old man named, I about said his name was Zach, sorry. We'll say his name is David. We have a 45-year-old man named David, and David is a neo-Yahtzee. I know you probably could guess what that would entail. And David is a flagrant YT supremacist. I'm also guessing you know what that would entail. But David lives alone in the middle of the woods, and he sometimes goes into town, but he just sits in the middle of the woods hating Jewish people and hating African Americans all day long. Would you say that this is something that David should or shouldn't do?
I would say that he shouldn't do it, but it's also not harming anybody by the fact that he is doing it.
Okay, I think it is perpetuating harm. We'll get there, but you're still saying it's something it shouldn't do. So regardless of the fact that you don't think that perpetuates harm, we could just leave that in the dust. You are wrong, but we'll leave that behind now because you said that's something they shouldn't do. So in a very similar sense, even if you think your homophobic beliefs don't perpetuate harm, you've still conceded to the idea that we shouldn't be prejudiced. So would you say that you shouldn't do things you shouldn't do, so you should stop holding this prejudice?
Should you not do things that you shouldn't do to stop holding this prejudice? I mean, if it's not harming anybody, I don't see why.
Angelina, I appreciate you for the $10 on PayPal. Thank you so much for the love, Angelina. I'll use that for some snacks. Hell yeah. So if you're saying if it's not harming anyone, then you don't see why this is something you shouldn't do. Well, then why should David living in the middle of the woods, why shouldn't he be racist and white supremacist and a neo-Yahtzee?
He can be if he's in his home by himself.
Yenta, I appreciate you for the $6.66 on PayPal. Thank you so much for the love. But you already said that's something you shouldn't do.
He shouldn't do anything externally about it. So he shouldn't go out and like put these thoughts that he has into motion. He shouldn't go out and just be harming all these people that he has thoughts, but he's controlling his thoughts, his actions through his other thoughts. That makes sense.
Oh my God. You know, here's the point, brother. You're obviously not going to get it. We shouldn't be prejudiced. We shouldn't hold beliefs that aren't justified, point blank, period. Even when we're not talking about prejudice, even when we're not talking about this specific parameter of beliefs, we shouldn't hold any beliefs that are unjust. We shouldn't hold any beliefs without good reason. And you've specifically demonstrated how not only you don't have good reason, but any reason to believe in what you believe in. And you are simply now merely coping with that fact by saying, even though this is true, I still have the right to my personal opinions. But if you have to be whittled down to that point of saying, oh, I have the right to these opinions, well, then this ain't the fucking life for you. I have done my part of showing you how your beliefs are unjustified. I have done my part in showing you how your beliefs are harmful. Now it's up to you to take that fucking criticism right up the ass and hopefully make yourself a better person moving forward. But I'm going to let you process those emotions internally for a little bit first.
That's exactly what you should do, because this is the United States of America, where everybody can have their own viewpoints, their own decisions. They can think what they want. They can think lesbian.
Oh, yeah. So if everyone else tomorrow woke up and said that they fucking hate you, Zach, for whatever reason, maybe you have green eyes, or maybe your feet are a little bit too big, or you're a little bit too short, and they said they fucking hate you, and you shouldn't be allowed to marry who you want to, you should have less opportunity walking into the workforce, you shouldn't be able to enter into certain institutions and be shown the same respect as everyone else, would you sit here and say that this is America and they should be able to hold those beliefs?
So who are you comparing me to? Because that is definitely not the case in America right now.
Oh, I'm definitely comparing you to the harm and marginalization perpetuated at the hand of homophobic prejudice in America and out of America. Okay, and that's the fact of the matter here, Sam. You are literally sitting up here saying that all the lesbians, all the GAY men watching this stream right now have some fact of their character that is intrinsically flawed, that they did not choose, that they cannot control, and that do not harm you in the slightest. And you are expecting them to sit here and say, this is America, Zach can hate me all he wants without good reason. And you are not expecting me to say that Zach is doing something wrong for this and should become a better person. You are delusional, brother. Wake up.
Oh, I'm awoken. But yeah, I just don't agree with that. This is the land of the free. You can think and do as you please.
Oh, are you a Christian by chance?
I am, yes.
How would Jesus feel about this? Jesus doesn't give a shit about the land of the free. He wants you to love thy neighbor.
You're right. He does. But he also says man should not lie with man.
In what verse?
I can't tell you off the top of my head. I don't read.
I can. That's Leviticus 18:22.
Right,
Leviticus 18:22 says that. You know what Leviticus 25:44 says?
I don't.
It says that you could own slaves as property for life. So if you're going to use this book of Leviticus to tell you what's morally right and wrong, and you think that Leviticus 18 is accurate in its prescription that it's wrong to be a lesbian, would you say that Leviticus 25 is accurate in its prescription that it's not wrong to own slaves?
Well, you would need the context of Leviticus 18:25.
Okay, so, well, first of all, the context is God spoke to Moses, gave him these rules. One of the rules was that the Israelites could enslave the non-Israelites as human property for life, and that is as far as it goes. But it's funny that you are now starting to bring up context when we're talking about slavery in Leviticus. Why didn't you bring up the same context when we're talking about Leviticus 18 when it tells us being a lesbian was wrong? Because if you want the context...
Yeah, what's the context for that? Yeah.
Oh yeah, if you want the context, so the Egyptians and the Canaanites would pray to polytheistic gods through ritualistic orgy ceremonies where they were particularly same-sex. So the context of Leviticus 18 is specifically condemning ritualistic same-sex orgies to pray to false gods. And now today Christians take this scripture to justify why two women loving each other with a genuine sense is wrong. But it seems like you're willing to cherry pick out Leviticus 25 when it talks about slavery, so why can't I cherry pick out Leviticus 28 when it talks about lesbians?
You can, and you did.
All right, and I'm justified in doing so?
In your viewpoint, possibly?
Okay, so I'm justified in saying that being a lesbian isn't wrong, even in accordance with the Christian faith. So, wow, I have really beat you in this debate. You should consider changing how you think and you feel. Hey, man, can I get you to say one thing for the one time? Could you say Happy Pride Month for me, Zach?
No, because that goes against my beliefs, and I will not go against my beliefs. I won't fold. I believe what I believe.
Yeah, but you have no reason to believe in what you believe.
It's worked for my grandparents, their grandparents.
Hey, I have a question, Zach. What's the relevant distinction between you and a white supremacist? You think that being a lesbian is wrong because of how you think and feel without any good reason, and they think being black is wrong because of how they think and feel without any good reason. So what's the difference here? Can't name it. So if you can't tell me what...
White supremacists usually go out and put action to their words or their thoughts.
So you're really telling me that the only difference between you and a white supremacist is they sometimes go out and actually harm black people? Dude, if you can't give me a genuine, relevant distinction between you and a white supremacist, then shouldn't this get you to recognize the views in which you hold to be false? Like, dude, please, for the love of God, if you cannot tell me the difference between you and a white supremacist, how can you sit here and say that you should continue thinking and feeling how you think and you feel?
That's like
Wake
saying
up,
that's
man.
like comparing an apple to an orange. An apple.
Actually, no, it was not like comparing an apple to an orange because you specifically couldn't provide the difference. Okay? He got flagged for hate speech, so we do got to move on to our next guest here. I want to try to keep the live up. We just need to try to make sure that there's like certain topics or certain behaviors and activities that are not discussed. But real quick, before we move on to our next guest, for the 3.1 thousand people watching, this live will probably get taken down. So every day when we do these debates, TikTok always ends up taking them down for 10 minutes at a time because of the topics that we discuss. They just don't like it. So y'all, hit the follow button and join the Discord. If you hit the follow button and you join the Discord, you will always know when I'm going live. But let's go and get our next guest up in here, y'all. Also, if you do want to support me, my Venmo, my PayPal are at the top of the screen. Here's Walzer in a bio. I will give you a shout out. You could attach a message and I'll read it off on live in front of everyone. I love you all for supporting. But what is up, Tom? How old are you?
Hey, it's called gay, It's kind of gay.
Okay, so I mean, he just came up here to get the live flagged. By the way, for everyone that is coming up, we cannot use the word GAY or any other term of reference to the community. TikTok just bans us for it. It's really lame, and I wish that wasn't the case, and I think it's fucked up, but, we got to deal with the cards that were dealt. So we're going to move on to our next guest here. Let's go ahead and see what Uncle Ron has to say. Everyone give us a moment. What is up, Uncle Ron? Uncle Ron here.
What up, G?
Do you think, how old are you?
I'm 20 years old.
Perfect. Do you think that being a lesbian is wrong?
Would you like to talk ball?
Okay, moving on to our next guest. Give us a minute. Let's go and get Colby up in here in the live, y'all. Everyone just give us a minute here real quick. Holy cow. All right, moving on. What's up? How old are you, Ashley? All right, Ashley's not here, so we're going to move on to our next guest. Everyone just be patient. Bear with us here while we do try to get our next debate going here, y'all. What's up, Colby? How old are you?
Oh, what's up, man? I'm 17.
All right, you got to be at least 18 to be in TikTok Live. I do appreciate you for coming up, though. Let's go ahead and see what Shannon Black has to say. And Victoria, thank you so much for the $10 on Venmo. Victoria added a message here. Victoria says, thank you so much for all that you do, Dean. I absolutely love your content, and you're amazing. Victoria, I love you. You're amazing. Thank you for the love. W Victoria, y'all. What's up? How old are you?
I'm 26.
Nice. Do you think that being a lesbian is wrong?
I don't, so I don't know if I qualified to talk.
You don't. I appreciate you for coming up, though. You honestly sound like a nice guy. Let's go and move on to our next guest, Haley. We're going to try to get a woman up here. So for all the women in the guest requests, make sure that you think being a lesbian is wrong. All right? Make sure you disagree. I want a debate with a woman. Been talking to men all day about women. It's time I talk to a woman about women, okay? What's up, Madison? How old are you? All right, Madison's not here. Moving on to our next guest. Let's go ahead and see what Riley has to say here, chat. Also, guys, double tap on that phone screen. And we're going to go ahead and do a quick poll real quick. Just let me know how you're feeling about the debates. Let's see a smiley face down there if you're enjoying them, a sad face if you're not. But we are going to try to get Leah up in here next for our next conversation. All right, so let's go ahead and see what Leah has to say. What is up, Leah? How old are you? All right, Leah just automatically dropped. Guys, make sure we are in those guest requests that we are here for some discussion, y'all. It looks like we have another guest in here named Abby. Make sure if we are in those guest requests that we are here to debate and we're at least 18. Alrighty. So let's see if Abby loads in here. Everyone just give us a minute. Feel free to ask questions in the chat in the meantime. All right, Abby's not loading in, so we actually have no women in the guest requests. If you're a woman watching the live and you think being a lesbian is wrong, hop in those guest requests. You will be the first individual brought up. Moving on to our next guest here. Let's go ahead and see what our next guest has to say. What's up? How old are you, Connor?
24.
Okay, your name's Connor. I don't even need to ask you. Why do you think being a lesbian is wrong? Okay, Connor just automatically dropped. Dude, I didn't even... His name is fucking Connor. I didn't even need to ask him if he thinks it's wrong. Of course he does. His name is Connor, okay? You didn't like that, though. He took offense. All right, guys. Hey, what's up? How old are you?
I joined by mistake. I'm sorry.
No worries. Michael, I appreciate you so much for the $5 on Venmo. Michael says, even though I don't agree on a lot of the views, we enjoy the content. Michael, I love you. Thank you so much for the $5. You're awesome. W Michael, guys. Awesome, guys. What is up? How old are you?
I hate gay faggots. I hate gay faggots. I hate gay.
All right, so we had a 12-year-old. I do apologize for that. You know, I'm going to tell his mother, okay? I'm going to tell his mother. Gross as fuck. Hey, what's up? How old are you? They automatically dropped. Guys, I don't understand. You know, sometimes these cycles will just start where we kind of get a bunch of trolls up in here. I do apologize for that. I do apologize. We got our next guest loading in, so everyone just, you know, kind of give us a minute here. All right, I Love Kanye is not loading in, so we're moving on to our next guest. Let's go and see what Colton has to say. Ladies and gentlemen. Hey, what's up? How old are you?
19. I was 2005.
Yeah. What year were you born in?
2005.
Okay, perfect. I don't believe you, so I'm gonna go to move on to the next
No,
guest.
believe me. Trust me.
Bro, you are not the same age as me. Come on, bro. You sound like me when I was 16, like streaming Fortnite. Let's be so fucking for real now. All right. All right. Hey, what's up, Kyle? How old are you?
I hate gay people. I hate gay people. I hate.
Okay, that's really embarrassing. Guys, did he show anything on the green screen there, or was I able to take that off before he's able to show anything? Hey, what's up? How old are you, Joseph? Joseph, hi. Are you here? All right, obviously not. Moving on. Guys, if we're in those guest requests, make sure that we are just here for some actual debates. We just got all the children. We are currently getting raided by Jake and Logan Paul. What is up?
You're my hero, Dean. I love you. I love you. I love you, Dean. You're my hero. I love you.
I appreciate you for the love, Lapdog. Let's get a W Lapdog while we move on to our next guest. Guys, we are just looking for some actual debates, guys. So if we're in those guest requests, make sure that we are here to debate. What's up? How old are you? Jacob, hi. You're on the live. How old are you? All right, Jacob Johns, I kind of heard like the fetus sniffle in the back. So we're going to go to move on to our next guest. Let's go and see what Mary has to say here, folks. We're having a little bit of a dry spell right now. What's up, Mary? How old are you?
Hi. I'm 19.
Perfect. Do you think that being a lesbian is wrong, Mary?
Yeah,
Okay, why so?
because it's just disgusting.
Okay, is shit disgusting?
What?
Is shit disgusting?
Yeah,
Is it wrong to shit?
of course.
Okay, they're a troll. Yeah, hey, Mary, like, I don't fucking troll. Like, I just think it's so harmful, even if you're trolling, to come up here and, like, to even, like, make that claim, bro. Like, I don't actually think that's funny at all. We're gonna go to move on to our next guest here. Everyone just give us a minute. Mary left. We're just gonna start loading up multiple people at a time. All right, we're just gonna start loading up multiple people at a time. Jasmine, I appreciate you for the $4 on Venmo. W Jasmine. Hey, what's up? How old are you?
I'm 22.
Perfect. Do you think that being a lesbian is wrong?
No, not at all. My sister is a married lesbian.
Hey, how old are you? Hi, all right. Hi, are you here?
Yes.
How old are you? Okay, they're not going to give me their age here, obviously, fetus. Guys, we are running through all the guests right now. We're going to go to move on to our next guest here. What's up, Soph? How old are you? All right, Soph automatically dropped. Moving on to our next guest. What's up, Michael? How old are you?
I'm 32, brother.
Nice. Do you think that being a lesbian is wrong?
Here's the thing.
It's
People
a
are
yes
using the
or-
New Testament.
Michael,
Here's
it's
the
a
thing.
yes or no. It's a yes or no.
Well,
We don't have
it's,
time.
they're using the New Testament incorrectly, and I want to represent.
Okay, so he's not going to answer, so we're just going to move on. We don't have the time for all this, like, silly... hey, what's up, Erica? How old are you?
Hi, I'm 34. I didn't mean to request.
Guys, please. Guys, what is going on? Like, this is supposed to be a debate live. Hi, how old are you, Sam? Alright, if this continues, we're just gonna end for the night. Just putting that out there. What's up, Jacob? How old are you?
I'm okay.
Get the fuck out of here. Hi, how old are you?
I love gay people. I love gay people.
I'm running a fucking daycare here. I'm running a fucking daycare here. This is crazy. Hey, what's up, Soul? How old are you?
I'm 18. Hi.
What year are you born in?
2005.
Nice. Do you think that being a lesbian is wrong?
No, but I have a controversial take on it.
Get out of here. Chris, how old are you?
19.
Perfect. Do you think that being a lesbian is wrong?
Yeah,
Why so?
because you're a lesbian.
Okay, I'm actually not. I'm straight. So do you have an actual argument for us, Chris?
Yes, bro, because you're a lesbian.
Okay, so can men be lesbians?
Yes, bro, you can.
Okay, so just to clarify, what's the definition of the word lesbian?
Whatever you are.
Okay, so it's like all the women in chat that actively engage in intercourse with their other woman partners. They're not lesbian because they're not me?
Yeah, to be honest, yeah.
Okay, so why is it wrong to be me, Chris?
Because you're you, bro. Like, it's simple as that.
I don't think it is. I mean, Chris, can I just say it's wrong to be you?
Nah, because I'm not lesbian.
I mean, you define lesbian as Dean, so you're not Dean.
Yeah, so I'm not lesbian.
Okay. Hey, Chris, real quick. In what year was the Civil War? Yeah, that's what I thought. Moving on to our next guest. Let's go to get Prebz up in here. By the way, for the 2.8 thousand people watching, we are just looking for some debates. We are having a really rough dry spell. Test?
Yo.
Okay, you got an echo. Sorry, brother. Moving on to our next guest here. Guys, if we're in those guest requests, make sure that we're here to debate. This is rough. I'm not having that much fun at all, guys. Woof! If we can't get any debates going here soon, we will just go ahead and probably move everything over to the second account and do like a Q&A. Just because like this is obviously not working out for us. Hey, what's up? How old are you?
I'm 19.
You got an echo, bro. All right, moving on to our next guest. What's up? How old are you? Nick? All right, Nick's not here. Guys, it's going on like 30 minutes. It's going on. Hey, what's up? What's up? How old are you? All right, so we're going to try with 5 more people. If we cannot get a debate going with the next 5 guests, then we are just going to go over to the second account and do an AMA. Wow, really, really rough day here. Really rough day here. All right. Hey, how old are you? Okay. All right, well, that's official chat. So we've been trying to get a debate going on here for like the last, for like the last good bit. And it is just not working out in our favor here tonight. Yeah. All right, well, we're going to go over to the second account. So for the 2.7 thousand people watching, I do apologize that I'm not able to provide you guys any more debates, but we clicked through maybe like 40 people there, and we were not able to get a single debate going. So at this point, we have 2 options. That's either end the live and restart, which I don't want to do, okay, because we're finally on like a good spell here. And our second option is just to go over to the second account and do like an Ask Me Anything, or like, do a Q&A. So you guys can ask me literally whatever you want. I may even try to get Parker up on there if he's not live. So it is possible that we will do a longer stream later tonight about the debates. Restart chat. I'm sorry. I'm not doing a restart. I'm so sorry. I know that y'all want more debates and I feel like shit for this. But like we can't get these damn debates. So we are going to just go over to the second account and hang out and do a Ask Me Anything live. So will someone comment the @ to my second account here? I see everyone down there spamming restart. I'm sorry, y'all. So the @ to my second account is @itsnotdean. Will someone just comment that real quick? All right, Taylor got it. So for everyone hanging out with us, if you've enjoyed the content, feel free to swing over to the second account @itsnotdean. I'm going to be doing an AMA over there, taking questions from literally anyone. So if you're watching this live right now and you want to ask me a question, come to that second account. So the @ is @itsnotdean. You could type this into your TikTok search bar and it will be the first thing that will pop up. I'm going to go live on there right now with a background that says AMA, Ask Me Anything. We're going to be taking questions from Venmo, PayPal, but most importantly, we're going to be taking questions from the guest requests. So I will see you all there. I hope to see you all there. Let's raid my second account, spam Dean Raid as soon as I go live. I love you all. Let's go ahead and raid that second account. Bye, guys.